right, Shlum. It should be a little bit better right there. All right, I like that one better. I hate that little three side to side type of thing. All right, so we're gonna get off into these questions. Roger, do me a favor. You got his first few questions, right?
Uh, Kana Okan.
All right, I'm finna try to share some on the screen. That's gonna be the subject matter for today. Um,
But you made me another one, please. Thank you. Make it a little small. You
all
got a
right,
cotton.
you can go ahead and hit him with his first question. I'm gonna
First
hit y'all.
question.
I want y'all to see this, man. This is what we're gonna be discussing it for today. Y'all can see that.
Kana Okan.
That's the discussion for today. That wild picture right there. We're gonna get off into it in a minute. But just to sit there right there so y'all actually see what we get into and it's known what we get into right after we bring Dro out the hot seat, we go get right off into that picture right there, man. Which is for any black man should be a troubling picture, man, especially if it's your son. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I damn near want to get off into it and say skip the hot seat. What y'all think?
I mean, it's something that need to be talked about immediately because
It's something need to be. Let's get to it then.
It's your show, sir. Run it.
Damn right, it's my show. My show. And, well, the first thing, Waj, I want you to pull is when the scriptures say that shall take a boy for a harlot. That's in Deuteronomy with the curses. I believe. I could be wrong. But when you look at this picture, man, what you see when you see that picture, Joe?
oh man, confused young black brethren, very confused. Think he lost up in this world, and it's sick. It's a sickness to me.
I think it's Joel 3:3. But man,
Kana Okan.
I look at it, you can see that somebody sit there and took this picture. This ain't nothing he hide. He right out in the public, and you can tell that this is something that his parent, which is more than likely his mother, is promoting. Shalom, y'all. Checking in, Michigan zone, the opposite Jaquab. Oh, Shalom, Ottawa. Jaquab right there.
Kana
Shalom, sir.
Okan. Salam,
Thank you
sir.
for tuning in. Shalom, sis. I'm gonna get it right this time. Make sure she don't cuss me out again. Yeah, more than likely, man, you gonna look at that picture and know that's his mother, man. It's no father in that household. It
Not at
couldn't be
all.
any man in that household must have been purely ashamed. He couldn't be. I wouldn't be in the household after that. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
got that in Joel?
Kana Okan, sir.
Read that for me.
Joel chapter 3, verse 3. And they have cast lot for my people,
They has cast lot for my people. Go ahead.
and have given a boy for an harlot.
They have given a boy for a harlot. You know what I'm saying? Give me the definition of a harlot. When you look at this right here, they have given a boy for a harlot. Can you imagine it was a time when we was in slavery and in up in the master's bed, it wouldn't be your daughter, it would be your son in his bed. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
would use your son as a harlot. And now you got it to where we have integrated and fused with them so much so that our sons look like this. They're causing our sons to become effeminates at a rapid rate, man. It's really crazy because you don't hear anybody speaking out about it. And you got so many other cases, especially from famous people like Jeezy and Dwayne Wade, who I believe to be a homosexual himself, is embracing these type of cultures already. and it's really going crazy. And we really don't have enough men standing up to actually speak or say anything about this particular situation, man. He got on a little short pink shirt, a girl's belt, girl's pants, girl's shoes, and a purse, but it's clearly a young boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, why destroy a kid so soon? You understand? You got that definition for me out?
Con.
Read that.
It says a prostitute. It says a woman.
A what?
A woman.
They gonna take a boy for a woman. Read.
Who has many casual sexual encounters.
And you know what's crazy? That's what this young boy gonna grow up to do. Have many casual sexual encounters. We're gonna read in this class. I'm gonna bring out proof, studies that show when people, boys and females, become homosexuals, they tend to be more sexually active. They tend to participate in orgies, casual sexual activity. Of course, their feces intake is gonna be out through the roof. You know what I'm saying? More so for the black male, and all types of ill diseases and sicknesses, man. When you get off into it, so
Okay.
I would have to ask the parents of this young boy, like, who exactly would train up a boy to bend knee in front of to be a man that bends knee in front of another man, to blow rod. You know what I'm saying? When you ask him that question in such a serious manner, no holds barred, don't try to make it sound good, don't sound nice about it. One day, somebody's son, because his mother raised him to be a female, is going to bend his knees in front of another man to blow his rod. And he supposedly made up his mind as a child that that's what he want to be. He's a child. When did the black child start making these decisions? You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel free to chime in anytime y'all want to, whatever y'all got.
Yeah.
If not, man, I'll be the ran away with the whole class. Just anytime y'all want to chime in,
Go ahead, sir. You doing a great go.
No. You making really valid points, though. You know.
Yeah, and not only that, another man is going to bend him over. One thing about it is, men, we are natural dominators. We dominate women. Women are the feminine. They're dominated. They like that. We like to dominate. That's what makes you feel more of a man. That's why you brag about it. Like, I got her, man. Yeah, that's my woman right there. You know what I'm saying? I got her. That's me right there. You know what I'm saying? That is me right there. So, with that even being said, if you think about it, men and women, we play the cat. Every time you hear about the game that men and women play during the courting stages, is always a hunter and the hunted. The hunter dominates. The hunted is dominated. Absolutely. It's just like you hunting the lion. You dominated that lion. You'll have his head in your hand and you take a picture with it, or even at fishing. You know what I'm saying? It's to show your domination. Same thing with that woman. When you flirting with a woman, you trying to get with her and she playing all these different games, what they call it? The cat and mouse game. You know what I'm saying? The dog chasing the cat. You know what I'm saying? Why must I be like that? Why must I chase? You know what I'm saying? We all know the song.
Right.
At the same time, when did the boy become the dominated? You know what I'm saying?
I think I know. I feel like this world is sitting up here trying to take the black man's masculinity. I mean, that's just that. This is a proven fact right here, starting at a young age. This young brother clearly is confused, like I said.
Clearly. But see, it is not. Say something right quick, Joe. Let me see if I can turn your mic up. Can you hear him? You can hear him?
I didn't hear him say anything.
You didn't hear me?
Okay, I hear you now.
Can you hear me? Okay. Do I need? So should I repeat what I said?
Yeah, repeat what you said.
I really feel like this world, the world that we living in now, they trying to take the black man's masculinity, and that's proven fact right here with this picture. This picture is clearly just showing us how they starting at a young age, very young.
Right.
At a point, it was you let a man grow up and be a man and decide what he wanted to do. Now these kids don't even have a choice; they pushing it. They're just pushing it. Like, here, you know, this is what we want you to be. So that's kind of, it's messed up. This is where it's wild. I think that's where it's coming from.
And it's really crazy because it's really at a rapid rate. I'm gonna pull up. I forgot the little oppressor woman, the little white woman. She adopted two little boys and had been dressing them like little girls, where they had blonde ponytails, dresses on. I'm gonna see if I can find it, man. And she raising them as females. You know what I'm saying? She went and adopted them. She adopted two and raising them both as females. Now, is it a coincidence that she adopted two little black boys?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? It's no way possible that that's a coincidence.
Nah. It's a Salaki, if I just may, sir, for a hot second. It's an agenda that's getting pushed on black people by our oppressor. It's a reason why we look up and we see things not only like this pushed heavy. You see Magic Johnson's son, Dwayne Wade's son. It's pushed so heavy on us inside of the black community because it weakens us. Nobody, like when it comes, when at some point we're gonna have to stand up for ourselves. Right. Magic Johnson's son, we don't want to put a man like that in the front trying to defend our nation. He can't defend us. He can't help us in no kind of way unless he clean up his act. Men and that's why they put men in dresses. They don't. It's something. It makes us feminized.
Man, and
it makes us feminized, and it destroys the moral fabric inside our community. It's just all it is an attack on us by our oppressor, who purposely pushes that on us because he understands what it is that he's doing. It's like it, sir. Go ahead.
Right, and it's not even the attacking the black man. It's the child. It's the man-child now.
Kind.
Do you see that middle picture of that kid in the yellow? That's a boy. So is the end one. Those are little boys. Those are not girls at all. Wow. Those are young black boys right there, man. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, they shouldn't even be able to adopt our children. The moment they get their hands on our children, they destroy them. She could have went and got two little girls if she wanted to raise girls. Why adopt two boys? And this was years ago. This was before they were saying that a child can choose his own gender, or you had a kindergartner that was a transgender. How in the hell do you got a kindergartner? A little boy say, "Oh, I want to be a girl." They don't understand what they're talking about. Half of the men now, when they was younger, said, "Oh, I don't like girls. I like boys," not knowing what like meant. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They just knew their friends was boys and girls was something nasty to them. You know what I'm saying? Until they got older to understand, they started to understand the relationship between a man and a woman.
And Salaki, sir, if I may, that whole thing that when we was kids, well, not when I was a kid personally, but you see on TV it say like girls got cute cooties and shit. When you were a kid, I just think like not because I ain't never felt like that. I always like women. I mean I don't know. You know, I always had an attraction to the opposite sex, so to speak. I think that was just a subtle way to push the agenda that they push now. Like the white man thinks so far. Oh, Salaki, the oppressor thinks so far ahead and has such stuff planned out like this. I just think it was a lot of when I look back on it, it'd be so much subtle stuff that was done to bring it to the forefront right now to Salakia.
Man.
Whether it be in comedy, the things that was on TV, something in the commercial, it was just so subtle. So we laughed. If he put a man in a dress back in the day, we might have laughed at it before we came into the truth. But now we understand the serious nature of it. And now you can see the subtleties that was pushed on us. Just desensitizing us to push the full out agenda right now that you see.
Man, it's really getting to a point where it's sickening, man, because they not. Let me take this disgusting crap off the thing. It's getting to a point where it's utterly disgusting, man, and it's really crazy because these are children. You letting children make these type of decisions, and what parents are allowing this? You know what I'm saying? It goes to show that who their God is. The God of the Bible said, the God of the Bible hates homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? As well, of course, we can pour the proof. Give me that in Leviticus, and also, matter of fact, give me where it said if a man lies with mankind,
Kind.
and it's so sick. They so sick in the head to the point where you got people that's literally, you got men that's becoming transgender, which means going from a man to a woman to lie with women still.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
At one point in time, to be a homosexual was considered to have a mental issue. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
Kind.
I really should have had those dates on hand. It used to be considered a mental issue back in the day. Joe, if you on your phone, you're gonna have a hard time seeing the comments. But typically, if it's something that needs to be read out, we'll read out. Right now, they you got the sisters agreeing and a 5,000 out of Ipsy agreeing. Man, we gotta get Yaquan on the show with us.
Lancer, sir.
Yeah, but if you pay attention, man, it's sick. They want everybody. They trying to force you. It's for one. They run the council culture. The moment you say something about an Edomite, which we know is the oppressor nation, or the moment you say something about a homosexual, cancel culture is getting you out of there. You won't hear from them, hear from that person that's been canceled. They delete all of their materials. They don't let them get no airtime. You know what I'm saying? You can look at what was it, the baby.
The baby, yeah.
Yeah, he's been a victim of cancel culture because he said what he feels about homosexuals. They're trying to force us as black men to accept them, force us as real black women to accept them, and we should not have to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you look at it, you got people like Dwayne Wade. This is something different, man. He's supposed to be the father to this boy, and you don't even hear about his other son. I think he adopted another little relative of his or something like that. And he you don't even hear about him really. What you hear about is what? That one homosexual son that he got.
That's it.
That's it. What's his name? Zion or something?
Yeah, Zaire.
Like that kind of concept.
Man. And that's all you hear about. They promote him around. His mother hates it. And you got Gabrielle Union, who comes to this family and completely and utterly destroys his family.
And
it's crazy because as a father, the last thing you want to hear is your son saying he is a homosexual or he wants to grow to be a woman instead of a man. Right. You feel like you you feel like you utterly failed. And look at Dwayne Wade's posture. Tell me he hasn't been a closeted homosexual.
Yeah.
He's been a closeted homosexual.
That's plain view.
Yeah. He got his son right here with his nails done. What father is going to support this type of thing? You understand?
Kyle, you make a heavy point, sir, when you say he's a closet one, because no man is going to be so accepting of that of his son. It's just not. It's just you, like you were saying. It's just like you would fail at. You would feel like a failure as a father. You would look at yourself like, what did I do wrong? What mistakes did I make? But he just so openly embraces it, which lets you know that he wants to be a part of that culture.
Right.
That's something he opens his arms to and embrace. So like it, sir.
Man, if you just look at it, man, most of these pictures is gonna be his homosexual son. You know what I'm saying? And his mother openly disagrees with it all, which makes perfect sense. But this closet homosexual, of course, is being ran by his wife, who does what she wants to, and she controls that household. You know what I'm saying? Now they got the other son who has to support it. Why is he marching in a homosexual? Like, that child's not even old enough to know what a sexual feeling is. You know what I'm saying? He made up his mind that he wants to lay with a man.
He not Salakia, sir. He shouldn't even be thinking about that type of stuff at that age.
Right.
He shouldn't even be thinking about that. Which show you that the oppressor, which is the proof that the oppressor is the devil, because why would he even install that in the mind of a child?
Man.
He not even old enough to make a correct decision for himself in any aspect of life.
Right.
Let alone something that can affect his life so heavily in that area. Salaki.
Slucky, y'all. Yep, I just sent you a new link, so just follow the new link and it'll add you in. We had to cancel one out. All right.
Just showing you that it's an agenda. It's no that for me and my outlook at it, that's no different than trying to kill a child out of the womb, because you stripping of him everything that he is and everything that he can become, man. You destroying that. It's almost like raping the child. You understand what I'm saying? It's almost like that, man. It's so much, because you destroying him before he can even be born.
Slucky, you Joe, you muted, you know?
Yeah, because
Okay. I'll just let you know. But Slucky, go ahead.
Somebody mentioned something to me, and it's valid. When they made in order to discipline your children, you got to go to jail. That's when everything just went out the window. You know what I'm saying? So
you said, wait, who had to go to jail?
When they started making people go to jail for disciplining their kids.
Oh,
I feel like that was something right there that was a problem. You know
I mean, that is a problem when they butt in so much to how they tell a person how to control their household. Because if you look at their kids, they'll shoot up a school. Their kids are wild. You know, like our kids are products of their environment. If you take our child out of the situations they're put in and put them in a better situation, it's less than likely they're going to commit any crimes. They're not going to steal if they have these things. They're not going to rob if they're able to go out and make their way financially. They do
not necessarily. It could be a pressure thing too. It could be them with their environment. They can have the most of stuff in the world and still decide to be like, well, my homeboy out here doing it, so I can do it too. Yeah, mommy and daddy cashing out.
Let's think about it. The kids in the suburbs are not going out and stealing as much as the kids in the ghetto. Why? Because they can afford those things already.
You still got little Sarah and you still got little Brian, and they be out here stealing. They not stealing as much, but they still out here stealing, and they not even stealing what you think they will steal. They stealing other things that don't even got nothing to do with materialistic things or anything like that. They're out here stealing just because, and they out disobeying their parents because it's like, oh, okay, I gotta work for this, but you're not working for this, and you're not. You should just give me this.
Well, see, that's the difference. And when we saying we taking when you say little Sarah, I assume you mean like the oppressing nation's children, right?
Yeah, the little white people.
Okay, so that's the difference. Well, we can't. You gotta watch how many times you drop that word.
White word.
YouTube got a cancel culture.
Okay.
But try to say oppressing, or we'll say Edomite, which means the same thing. But if you look at our history, we don't have a history of any of those things, no matter where we are. You know what I'm saying? But until they put us into a situation to where we feel like this is what we got to do, you go into a survival tactic. If you take all four of us and put us on the island, and we gonna go to that island getting along just fine. But once we're lacking food, water, clothes for heat or anything else, the moment one of us gets it, the other three is going to soon start the plot to get it as well, or even if they have to get it from the one that has it. Now, if you look at their culture, they have been the biggest thieves, murderers, robbers, rapists, molesters, all of that on the planet. They've been the most disgusting people on the planet from the time that they came out of the Caucasus. That's in their history.
Okay.
That's in their nature. You can't change their nature at all. We can go down for hundreds of years, and if you look at Europe, they took Europe. You know what I'm saying? If you look at nature, they take the land from the animals. If you look at anything, America, they took America. They took Australia. He's not the original Australian. They took that from the Aborigines, so much so they followed him from Europe to Australia took them again, stole their children, and tried to breed the melanin out of them. Now you got Australian kids with blonde hair and blue eyes, my color.
Right.
Or why just skin color. You understand? This is where they come from. They was chopping off their arms doing projects. You know what I'm saying? So these people has been ruthless from the time that they come out of the caucus. Us, on the other hand, if you look at us in the 50s, just the 50s alone, you would see there was little to no black on black violence. We were not killing each other. It might have been a fight, but that's the most you're gonna see is a fist fight. You know what I'm saying? The biggest weapon you're gonna see is a stick, maybe, or something like that. In the 50s, we were not killing each other. We had households that was complete with mothers, fathers, and children. Now, once integration came and we started to mend with them or try to be more like them, which is why the Bible says, envy not thou oppressor, then we started to change up. Now you see more stealing because we're in a more messed up state. If you look at it at the post, let me see, pre-Martin Luther King, before MLK, there was what we read on MLK Day watch. Was it tens of thousands of businesses coming out of the black community? After slavery, we had built the whole city that was getting richer than all of theirs.
Black Wall Street.
Tulsa. So it's not in our nature to be that way. We just are people just trying to survive. It's very simple. And the more we entwine with them, the more sick we become. And that's why we have pictures like what we had in situations like this. You know what I'm saying? Where we looking at.
My bad, man. A Christian was talking to me.
Oh man, you Christian? How you
No, I'm not.
You don't know it, but you Christian too.
No, I ain't. No, I'm not. You can't say that.
All right, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into that. Don't worry about it. It's coming. But that's how you get situations like this. When you have a child, see, one of y'all look and see if you can see the age that he is or that he came up with this whole little
He is, I believe, the Way's son is about. He's 12. It said in this picture right here, the Way Car's 12-year-old son. So he about 12. But I mean, was his beginning different because before Gabrielle Union got in it, or was this a still factor? Was it in his mind? Was he saying I was born like this? In his mind, was he saying I was meant to be a little girl, or he just lived the role that he played until he got somebody in his life that said, okay, you can be whatever you decide you want to be?
Yeah, and that's a question that I would ask. That's a glorious question actually, because it was like it goes along with what I was saying. I'm gonna take this crap off the screen. I just wanted to show it one more time. But it goes along with what I was saying, and that is you didn't see this post Gabrielle Union. She's destroyed that family. I'm not sure what it is about her. I'm not even sure how true it is that she was saying how it's okay for a woman to do certain things to a man's anus. You know what I'm saying? Which lets you know even further that D-Wade is a homosexual. And he's living his life through his son.
Yes.
No man, listen, man, I'm telling you, y'all can say what y'all want to, but the moment my son decides he finna wear fingernails and lipstick and that he wants to grow to blow another man's rod, he's out of my house.
God damn right.
Here you're gonna be a man in my house. And that's what any black father. Black fathers never been so soft to where they just say, okay, my son, I'm gonna accept him wanting to be a female.
But what if he does? What if that black man is not holding up that his sexuality is holding up his manhood? What if that man is okay, baby, be who you gonna be? But at the same time, it's like I'm raising you to be who you are. But at the same time, if I'm not hitting that right groove on who I think you should be, are you wrong for not still loving him for who he is and still just treat him as a person? Because if your daughter was the same way, if your daughter was out here wanting to lick bump cats and do the scissor dance with a woman, are you going to give her that same treatment that you're giving your son, or that neglect? Because as soon as he tell you, hey, Dad, I want to suck that ride, he gotta go. But if your daughter right here is saying that I want to bump cats, Dad, is that okay? Because you can't be sexist about it.
You don't know UPK well, huh? We don't play none of that.
Well, none of that. I was just about to say I wasn't even. My bad.
We're not playing none of that. Listen, a girl is gonna grow to be a woman. A boy is gonna grow to be a man. Sex when, like, okay, I'm guessing she chose to mute
Muted or something.
Okay, I'm gonna pull her off. I'm gonna let her do her thing. I'm gonna pull her off.
Okay.
But sex when made to be something just so volatile. Give me in the scripture where it says we have given them to vile. I have given them over to vile affections. It said I have given them over to vile affections.
What kind, sir?
Yeah, because I agree. If you gonna either you gonna accept homosexuality or you not gonna accept homosexuality.
Ain't no half.
Man. The Most High didn't give us a choice. We're not gonna give it a choice, and that's the way we roll with it. It ain't happening. My daughter's gonna be a woman, or she not bringing no other woman up in here. Not here, she won't. You feel me?
Yeah.
We stand by a code. I have other children that I can't afford to be. What's the word I'm looking for? I think you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I about to say, just let me know if you got any type of anything going on. I can pull you off.
Okay.
That way, you know what I'm saying, everybody don't see what's going on in your household.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, even with that, we keep it an even playing field around here. Like boy, no girl. You know what I'm saying? This influence can't be pushed off. Period. Here, it's like it's more so with women. They're accepting of a homosexual culture. Not all women, but more so women accept that homosexual culture. Men typically ain't for it. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to see it. He don't want to be around it. It's like it's already cancerous to a black man. I don't really. You would see heterosexual women go to a gay club and say it's fun. And then I've had black women tell me men went with them and had fun. No, that's suspect to me.
No.
I don't. There's nothing there for me. I don't want to see it. I don't even like being around these feminine dudes that's acting a little bit too flamboyant. You act too suspect, bro. You got to roll. Like what's that hand move?
That little hand.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, even the head movement. Your head moved too wrong. Hey, nah, bro.
Yeah.
It's that I flick my hair like I got a head full of hair.
Yeah, and I'm gonna bring up another point.
I got a head full of hair, and I don't.
Right, but I'm not about to 16-inch it for you.
Man, I got another point that I meant to bring up to you too, Joe. But watch, you got that for me?
I got Salakia, sir. Did you want me to read that in Leviticus first and then go to the
I did. Hey, read that in Leviticus.
Kind. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind.
Thou shalt not what?
Lie with mankind.
When it say thou shalt not lie with mankind, the lie is in the bed with mankind. Go ahead.
As with womankind.
As with what?
As with womankind.
Read it again.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
Read it again.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind.
Dro, how do you lie with mankind as womankind?
You can't, right?
They're doing it. Miss Gaddy, how do you lie with mankind as womankind?
I mean, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to just lie with women. And
no, I'm asking y'all, what does it mean?
It means that you shouldn't be in bed with a man as you is with a woman.
Right. Exactly. It means a man is laying in the bed having sexual pleasures with another man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And this scripture goes vice versa. This is one of those scriptures.
That's vice versa. As if women not supposed to lay with women either.
Right.
That's why I was pulling that vile affections.
See me one more time.
What I'm saying? Because I like that. It's I gave them over to vile affections. They're basically laying with each other for pure pleasure. They getting the pleasure out of something they shouldn't be getting pleasure out of. It's a lot of things in this world. I'm sure crack feels great. You feel me? Crack gotta feel great.
Heroin got to feel great.
It gotta
feel great at the beginning.
It has to feel glorious all throughout because they have the hardest. Your body don't even want to give it up afterwards, as much as it's killing you. Heroin, I'm glad you said heroin. They get to the point where they got rotten spots in their skin. And they
find different. And I was just talking to my daddy about this, and he asked me. He said, "Well, have you ever did any drug?" I said, "No, thank you. I've been around too many people and seen the effects on them to be like, oh well, let me join this bandwagon and put this up my nose and grab this needle and do. No, thank you. I didn't see people who lost everything, and from children to husbands to wives to going to just do reckless stuff with their homes, their cars, and it's like that's something I don't want to be involved in. No, thank you. And as much as I see people do it, it's like that's not something I want to involve myself in, because it's like, no, I'm good. I didn't see you just lose your whole house because you needed a 5-minute high, because that's what they give you. They give you 5-minute highs, 10-minute highs, and then you ready to do it all over again. I'm like, no, I'm straight. I'm
exactly. And it's the same thing with that vile sexual issue, because you getting that few minutes of pleasure or that little while of pleasure that can ruin you forever. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Always.
it's just not what they try to crack it up to, you know what I'm saying, to be. And Awaja, man, you got any input? You know, it's your show. You run everything.
It's like I just hold that scripture for you, sir.
Vile affections.
Kana.
Read.
Salakia, sir. Okay. It says Romans.
Salakia, right quick. If anybody pressed for time, I need to cut out real quick. Just let me know. We can go. Y'all can go ahead and cut out. We'll pull you down or whatever. Go ahead and watch it, Salakia.
Romans chapter 1, verse 26. For this cause, God gave
read a verse up.
Salakia.
Read a verse up.
Kana. Romans chapter 1, verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie?
Who changed the truth of God into a lie? At what point did we start? Go ahead, Joe.
Blood pressure.
Of course. Simply put. But at what point did it become okay to go against what the Most High is saying? You know what I'm saying? This is a culture belief. This is what happens when you let another race of people that shouldn't be teaching us the Bible teach us the Bible. That's how you get Christianity, a slave doctrine. They should never teach us the Bible. We should have never listened to it. Read on.
And worshiped and served the creature more than the creator.
And worship and serve the creature more than the creator. That creature would be the oppressor. Mm-hmm. We worship and serve him more than the creator. The Most High power that created us laid down commandments, which means it wasn't a question. He wasn't asking. He was telling. He was demanding that you do it. It's a commandment. You understand? So he gave us commandments, but yet we worship the creature. We worship some vile beast that's sitting on the earth, changing everything. We're going to pull out later on to where China say, yo, we ain't putting that on our TV. Y'all not making our man effeminate. We need our culture to continue to push forward. That making all our men effeminate shit is not going to happen here. You know what I'm saying? China ain't with it. The Arabs went with it. They warred for it. You know what I'm saying? And now they
hey, man, excuse me.
Go ahead.
Excuse me, brother. I don't mean I want to stay on the show as long as I can, but I have a situation here.
I'll pull you down.
You pull me down.
All right. But yeah, it's to the point where these other nations is speaking out like, yeah, we ain't with that, we ain't doing it. But yeah, we got our people who has lived under them and seen the worst of it that they can dish out, and we accepting everything that they giving to us. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, finish.
Salakia. Who is blessed forever. Amen. Mm-hmm. Verse 26. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections.
Unto vile affections. Vile means something disgusting. So these affections that they feeling, he has given them their suffering. When you had that one guy go up into that gay club and shoot it up, he was able to walk into a gay club with a rifle. This ain't a little handgun that he snuck in. You know what I'm saying?
He got a
whole rifle. You can't sneak in a 2.2, a little gun, into a club barely. He in the bathroom loading up a whole. You ready, Drew? You can also use the private chat. It'll give us an alert. We can read it and see that you're ready to come back up.
Okay, I'm about to send you something, but I'm here.
Okay. But he was able to sneak into it. Another thing that they fall victim to is, like I said, is more chronic diseases. Deform certain parts of the woman becomes deformed. You know what I'm saying? And as well as certain diseases run rampant with them. One we all know being AIDS and HIV that has ran rampant through their community as well. And like I was saying, well, Waj, you already know. If y'all have anything else that y'all want to throw in, y'all can just chime in. Try to let a person finish their thoughts. But other than that, yep, you can chime in there.
Joe, you funny.
I'm serious, man. I'm
funny.
serious though.
But I didn't expect for that to pop up. So when I look at it, I was reading the regular comments, and then it's like, damn, okay.
Yeah, we can always get off into it, man. We can. I love to be like,
can they see that?
You know what I'm saying?
Only we can see that, I believe. But when it popped up, it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they can't see the back
serious
chat.
though. I'm serious.
Oh, it looks serious. I felt it when you wrote it. I wish you would have put it all in all caps because I felt it when you wrote it.
I was just trying. I didn't even know if y'all even got it. I thought he was just gonna get it.
Everybody get all of us get the back chat.
Okay.
All of us get that.
Cool.
But why you got something on your mind?
A lie. I was just reading. I was in the chats. I ain't see the back chat, so I had to check out what he said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your brother got it.
It's serious. It's serious, man. It's like serious. And I was trying to be on time so I can make sure I make it to the show. So I had to stop here. You know.
Yeah, ain't no problem, man.
My brother, you already know what type of.
It happens. Listen, we used to it. We get that every day. It's people that try to attack us when we on the street. The moment you say something about the oppressor, they go crazy. It's just they taught that. You got to think about it. In Christianity, they teach you that God loves everybody.
Everybody.
We teach that he don't. He loves Black, Native, and Hispanic people, which is why he punishes like a father would. If I don't want to get too far off subject, but if your child go to the store and steal, and it was 10 other kids at the store stealing, who ass you whooping?
So do all y'all asses get whooped because y'all what's the word? Associates? Because somebody knew what was going on in the store. Because not to be funny, but back in the day, especially blackout, 2003, when the blackout hit, everybody was hitting everywhere, okay? And you always had that one group of kids. Oh, okay, you got the lookouts, you got the watchers, you got the stealers, you got the shit talkers, you got everybody that's got to put it in motion. And as you walk, drive, everybody got to play. All right, I need you to walk in here. I need you to stand over here. I need you to watch this. I need you to go up there and talk to the clerk so I can make this move.
But listen to the question, though. Which child are you responsible for getting together to making sure they on the straight and narrow?
Mine.
Yours. And that's why Black, Native, and Hispanic people are in the condition they're in, because that's our God. And it's in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's literally a scripture that say, I am the God of Israel and none else. So I don't know how they would get it confused for everybody, but they do. We're going to stick to the subject. Awaja, pull that article I sent you.
Okay.
And this right here is going to prove a lot of things. So just earlier, you wasn't in yet, Ms. Gaddy. But I was speaking on the things that homosexuals would be more prone for, and even starting as a child, they would be way more prone for. And one of the things was something crazy like more feces intake, which every little you know who that's going for, because you know what their activities are. It's something vile that they shouldn't be doing anyway. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't let no man dominate another man like that. That's prison activity. That's prison culture. Like you said, you said a big correct me if I'm wrong. You said a big issue with that is when they started to
they stopped disciplining the children.
They stopped disciplining the children. But I say the bigger issue was when they started to take the fathers out the home and lock the fathers in prison. They got locked in prison, learned all types of prison activities and prison culture. those people, those women that stayed at home had to become the mother and the father.
The man of the house.
Yeah.
The man
or
of the house.
gave their son that full responsibility to make him feel like, all right, your daddy not here, so now you're the man and you have to step up and move.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And move how daddy moved. So daddy got to go out here and work. You need to get up out here and work because that's what daddy did, and now you the man of the house.
But
then
hold on. Go ahead.
The mother.
Hold up, Joe.
Then
go
the
ahead,
mother.
Joe, hold on.
Which is so heavy, and we have to understand something. That's an attack by our oppressor. The scriptures say this. The scriptures say you cannot take over a man's home unless you first bind that strong man.
Right.
Well, that's just a war strategy by our oppressor, and we get so caught up in the things that he do and the way he moves in this culture that we're in versus our own culture. We don't even see that that's an attack on us and a war strategy that weakens us as a people. Slakia, Young Joe, go ahead, Warrior.
He keep calling him Young Joe like the rapper.
I mean, Slakia.
No, that's cool. That's cool with me, bro. I ain't tripping. But no, all I was gonna mention is that, like, in today's generation, piggybacking on what we was talking about, the mother laughed at a young black brother picking up her heels and putting them on. You know, even without a father in the home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Don't no, baby girl. Say I come into the household, that's not my child. But you allowing this boy to do something in front of me. Hold on, wait. That's not acceptable.
But then people get upset. But then mothers get upset when you say stuff to their kids.
I'm not the father. Because I'm not the father, right?
But no, you don't got to be the father in the household. If you feel a real woman would be like, okay, I understand what you're coming from, son. Don't do this. But because women today are so caught up on how you talk to their children and how you try, I don't even hit people kids, but I most definitely be like, no, that's not what's up. I'm more so of a cusser. I'll cuss you out.
On top of that, they don't want a man to feel like they're in control nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion.
Because they so independent.
Certain women, they so independent they don't need a man.
And that kind of goes off into, which is another issue that can cause the issue at hand with these young boys becoming so effeminate.
Now
I'm gonna give it to you in a sort of reverse manner, so you can pick up on it easy. All right, so little boys see cartoon characters and they always want to be the strongest ones. If you name the characters that these little boys want to be, you got Superman, you got Batman, you got the Green Lantern. They always the most powerful one. They want to be the ruler of it all. Now imagine you seeing what Dro just mentioned, or what Miss Gaddy just mentioned. A woman that's running the household with pure authority and power. Who is he gonna want to be like? That pure authority and power. Mama runs the house. She's big, bag, and strong. I watched her kick men out. She bring him in. She put him back out. She cussing daddy out. She let him know when he can and can't see. All types of stuff. They're gonna want to be that power. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you get certain situations like what we got. Like the picture I posted. The picture I posted earlier. I'm gonna put it back up for everybody to see that don't follow me on Instagram.
But like you said, but as you find in this picture, but like you said, Gabrielle and Union in the way. My thing about it is when Gabrielle was able to walk in that little boy, that shirt alone stresses me out. That belt,
the bag, and the belt, and the pants,
the shoes, and it's like, so you was okay. Well, my thing about it is, did he walk out the house? Because my first question is, did you watch your son walk out the house with this outfit on? First off, second of all,
she took the picture.
Whose purse is this? But my thing about it is necessarily, I was gonna say that too. That go along of a billion and one questions.
Wait, I'm sorry, Miss Gaddy. She bought the outfit.
She probably did.
He didn't go out and buy this purse. He didn't buy those shoes.
Her purse.
He didn't buy those pants.
That's
his purse.
And them
she
pants
bought that purse for him. Look at that little bag.
I wear little bags like that. I wear little bags
bag.
like that. But that's his bag because he took it. That's his bag because he took it.
My daughter got a little bag just like that.
I got billions of little purses like that. I have a whole little clear purse with that same little handle on it. But the difference
bag
is
came
the
with
zipper.
that outfit. Look at that pants in them belt, and then look at that bag
His
in them
mama
handles.
bought them pants for him to wear. Them was his right size. You're not gonna sag in my household. He folded them pants up at the end, and he decided that, I'm gonna go get my sister boudoir shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And them
You know
shoes
what's even
probably
worse?
too small and balled up on his feet.
Mm.
You know what's even
So-
worse about everything that you telling me, though, sister? To make it even worse. So you know how the world makes fun of everything, make a joke out of everything, right? And so if I was a comedian in the world that we live in, right? Just like the baby, back to what you were saying. If I made a joke out of this, right? Like, look at this little boy, his floods is higher than the. It's an old saying. It said, "Hey, the flood is over, the land is dry. Why are you wearing your pants so high?"
Period.
What are you, my man? What are you doing, my man? My boy.
At this age, and everything that going on, and in real life, this picture could be old. This picture surfaced multiple times.
It don't matter if it's old though.
But at the regardless of, it's
Hey,
way
man,
different because
hold up. 1 second. Joe, you can't be doing drugs on the show, man. What you doing, man? We don't do drugs here. I seen that smoke.
Capone. It's not drugs.
Yeah. Huh? I told you it was Christian.
I'm smoking a Capone.
A what?
A Capone.
I don't know what that is, but all right,
it's
whatever
the
it
form of
is,
a
man.
cigarette.
Yeah, we don't condone that, man. As UPK, no smoking here, even in the online studio.
All right, well, get me right. Get me right. We on. Get me right. I'm trying to get right.
I got you. I'm glad you went sensitive about it. I'm glad you was manly about that. But guess what, y'all? We finna get right back into this. But when we come back, somebody going into the hot seat. It's gonna be the Christian with the dreads.
I'm the Christian with the dreads. Okay, put me in the hot seat. Let's go. I said, put me in the hot seat, man. I'm the Christian with the dreads.
Playing by the cigars.
Boom, here we go. Jazz, during this time, you would, it's like Miss Gaddy, during this time, you would be muted. It would be me, Dro, and Awadia. Put him in the hot seat. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hit him with the first one, Awadia.
First question. Why do we lack brotherhood? What is the problem with the brotherhood in the black community?
Honestly, I would feel as if I was just blaming the oppressor, which I am going to blame the oppressor. I feel like this was part of the oppressor's agenda from the beginning, dealing with Willie Lynch. That's a different story. That's a letter. But to this day, 2022, that's something that's relevant to the days as it going on.
Okay, so what would cure brotherhood?
If we as a people would set our pride to the side and realize, like, listen, we are the same people, just like the other races.
What do you mean the same people? Who are the same people?
The same people. Who are the same people?
You mean just like black people, like Negroes?
Black people, Negroes, my people.
Go ahead.
I'm not African, so I'm saying my people.
Right.
I live in today's generation, what I'm dealing with today. So anybody that's black and has the genetics of a black man, their father was a black man, you black, flat out.
Okay.
So if you are a black man and you living in America today or whatever, I really feel like the problem is if you really understand that we are just one. We are our people.
Come on, man. You gotta give us the answer. Give us the cure to brotherhood. Come with it. We need the cure to brotherhood. I want you to sound like Dro and really give us the cure to brotherhood. You ain't gotta sound philosophical.
All right, man. Fuck it.
There you
fuck
go.
it then. Hey,
but this is YouTube.
Right,
try not to get us banned.
Oh yeah, I got you. I'm not gonna get us banned, but come on now, fam. You know I know how to talk. But I feel like really the cure is this: if we love not one another, don't ever just feel like nobody is better than each other. That's our problem. If somebody be like, man, I feel like you know what I'm saying, he doing this, man, no. We together. You push that man to do better. And the brother should do the same towards you, push you to do better. Most of the time, it might be a one-ended type side or one-sided type thing. Is what I'm saying. You might be pushing a brother to go ahead, and the cure is this. You said the cure, right? The cure is just as simple as this, bro. Love each other for real. Let's love each other, bro. Build each other together, bro. That's the cure. And understand what listen, our people nowadays don't live by God's word, bro.
Okay. We can accept that what you're saying, Wanya. That sounds real close to love thy brother as thyself, right?
Kind of. Not only that, I got a quick scripture I want to pull out.
Give it to him.
The thing, but I just want to say something before I actually pull it out. What he's saying is almost is leaning in the direction of the UPK stance, but the first and foremost, like he said, we got to follow the Bible, and the Bible give a clear description. Watch this. This is Zephaniah 2:1. The scriptures say, "Gather ye selves together." That's the first step that we have to do. The very first thing that we have to do is gather ourselves together. How do we gather ourselves together? The way that one of the ways that we gather ourselves together is like we brought out earlier in Proverbs 31, when it say, envy not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. We have to give him back his culture and take back our culture. That is how we gather ourselves together, because that actually gives us something where we can rally around for ourselves. And we don't have to include anybody else. We can actually separate ourselves from the very men that oppress us. Now I'm going to keep going. Salakia, I'm going to keep going. It says, gather ye self together. Ye, gather ye selves together, O nation not desire. When you look at blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in this country, we are people that are not desired in this country. And how do you know? Like, you don't need me to tell you that we not desired in this country. You can look at it. Whether it was when they was trying to build the pipeline in North Dakota and they was locking the Native Americans in dog cages. Whether it's you see how they treat the so-called Mexican in these detention centers, whether it's how you see the so-called black man getting gunned down. You don't need me to tell you that that we are oppressed inside of this nation and that we should gather ourselves together. You see it every single day when you walk out your house, when you walk up the street, when you walk to the store, when you in your car. It's not nowhere you can go inside of this nation where you don't see us being oppressed as a people. Slakia, sir.
No, ain't no problem. Which leads to my next question. Do you feel like America loves Black, Native, and Hispanic people?
No.
Why? Give us an example of them not loving us.
Okay, for example, you trying to build a wall so that the same people that have become Americans, which are the Hispanics, you trying to build a wall for them not to. They're other people that don't qualify to come in here. That's not love for the people.
I can rock with that.
I mean, because me, I personally listen. If you Hispanic and you in my country, if I was just that, you know what I'm saying, I'm America, and I let the Hispanics in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I let them in. That's cool. Now, if all the other people that live in another country to the rules or whatever that I got to do to get them into America, that's fine. Mm. And if they can't qualify at the time, eventually it will become a time for them to be able to qualify to come over here. But when you sit up there trying to sit up there and say that, well, they didn't qualify right here, but still, let's build a wall because they keep sneaking in here. What do you mean? You basically making
it. There's nothing wrong with what you're saying. That's on point. But I'm gonna give you one more recent and more heavy that couldn't be denied. When the Arabic people was over there going through their turmoil, they sent airplanes and flew them out of there by the thousands, and came over, dropped them off here, and gave
that was 10 years ago.
Airbnbs, right? But when the Haitians ground was caving in under their feet, and they seen what they did for the Arabs, and they suffered through deep waters to get here. They packed up food, they packed up every little bit of clothing that they could. They had their children, and they suffered their way through deep waters to come up on the island where they was met by oppressors on top of horses, beating them with whips. And they didn't put them in no damn Airbnb. They put them under a bridge. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the only people you seen out there was the Isupk, who went out there to teach, clothe, and feed them.
Goddamn right.
They got in a straight line, and they lined up, and they went and got their food, their water, and all of that. And when you had the oppressor trying to force them back into the water, when they had children and all of that on their backs, food in their pockets, and they just trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? So that's a clear show that they do not care about us like they care about anybody else on the face of this earth. Now, we're going to go to the next question. Oh, and also to that brotherhood, I wanted to add, I'll let that brotherhood stuff ride. But with that, they have treated us less than humane. Let's always remember we had to fight for civil rights. Who in the hell have to fight for civil rights? For you to be civil with us, we got to fight you for it. That goes to show we fighting you for nothing. You shouldn't have to tell somebody to be civil. I cannot like you and be civil. I cannot like you and still wouldn't think to harm your children. You know what I mean? All right, so we're gonna get you off into the next question. You ready?
Yeah.
Why'd you had another one for him? I think I asked the last one.
Salaki, sir, if I just want to tie it to that brotherhood just a tad bit more, if that's okay, sir.
That's too wild with me.
Okay, kind, sir. It's your show. I don't want to. But Salaki, this is what I wanted to tie into that brotherhood. And one more thing about us brotherhood, which is why the UPK is so important, man. The Commander General under Commander General Yohana, because it actually teach Black people how to come together, and it give us a better understanding that what we in a war that a lot of us don't even realize that we in.
Thanks.
We are in a war that we don't even have a clue that we in. And the oppressor, he more than just the oppressor, he also an enemy who is at war to attack. And I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna read Psalms 55 and 21, man.
Go ahead.
Salaki, let me get there right quick because I wasn't there. I was just saying that we had a war that we don't even realize we in. We think everything is cool, and we always trying to feel some type of way for us to come together and join together and be hand to hand and everybody equal and all this. But you can't join together and you can't be together with somebody who only wants to wipe you out and do everything he can to destroy you. It's impossible. Psalms 55 and 21 reads, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, meaning the things that you hear when they say come together, you can do what you want to do, be what you want. All of that things sound good. It sounds great. It sounds like everybody come together and everybody be happy. Here's the thing. It says, but war was in his heart, meaning this, even though he's saying everybody come together, guess what? Everybody's coming together doing what? Under him. Under him. You'll never be a slave master never wants to let go of his slaves. He always, if you even look at everything that we've done as far as being in here, it always has us under him and him over us in some way, form, or faction. And then it figures out a way for him to do what? Destroy us in whatever area it is. It just leads to our destruction. Whether it's say a mother has the right to choose, she shouldn't have an abortion. At least over 300,000 abortions a year for us. That's genocide against us. But we don't look at it like that. This is a war thing being done towards us. Slocky, sir, go ahead.
I ain't want to cut you off, but they gave me perfect time to pull this up right here.
Go ahead, sir.
When you get to talking about that abortion thing, you got to get this book. You got to get this book. It's dope. By the time you get through with the intro, it's nobody that's going to be able to compete with you in that conversation. All right, so, all right, Dro, we finna take you. Oh, you muted yourself. Okay. We finna take you out the hot seat for a split second.
No, I'm good.
Oh, no, you coming back. You coming back into the hot seat. We finna mute you, though. We're going to put Miss Gaddy in the hot seat for a split second.
Okay. If I can, so I just want to continue for
oh,
a
wait,
few
he
seconds.
got something else for you.
About 30 seconds, sir. That's all I was
You
needing.
need me to count it down?
No. I want to.
All right, just making sure. You know I like hitting that button, man. I gotta be ready for the button. Let me know. Go ahead, though.
Not even just that. You got, like I was saying, we was at a war, but the oppressor understand that. And if I just right quick, I wanted to pull just one more scripture, and then I'm
gonna pull one too, because you're not pulling the one I want you to pull, which is Matthew 22 and 37. I'm gonna read it for one, and I'm gonna let you break it down for once. You ready? This is
give me 1 second, sir. If I can I just pull this one scripture?
Go
just
ahead, man. Quick. If it's in your heart of hearts to pull this scripture.
It's not. I just want to pull it right quick because it's like
it's your show. I'm just here.
Salakia, sir. It's your show. Okay, this is Luke. This is Luke 11:17. It say, but he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them. Now this is Christ. It says, every kingdom divided amongst itself is brought to desolation. Meaning, you see the side that we taking over here, we standing against homosexuality and things of that nature. But the world on the other side is saying, it's okay. You should have your choice. You should be whoever you want to be. You should do the things you want to do. It's not a 12-year-old making a choice to dress like a woman. It's the parents molding him to dress like a woman. He's not making that decision on his own. A house divided against itself cannot stand, and it's just an attack on the black community. Slacky, so I just wanted to say that.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, you just kind of reminded me of what pissed me off when you said that a house divided. You know what's sad is when I made that post, you know the one Salakia, the one person that hopped into my inbox was Miss Gaddy. Dro was already coming on the show. She hopped right in my inbox right after the post. You know what I'm saying? Not even 30 minutes after the post. And it's sad because as a woman, she shouldn't have to come to the forefront and speak up. She should be bombarded and overcrowded by thousands of men trying to step forward to do what we're supposed to do, which is step to the forefront.
I know what kind.
You know what I'm saying? When we go out to camp, it's men out there street speaking. We don't even take our women out there or our children out there with us no more because of the dangers that lie out there. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the fight, the man is supposed to go out there for that fight. The woman is supposed to sit back. She should be able to sit back and take care of home. And when you get home, she got your back once you get home from fighting the world. It is not for the woman. It's like me getting into a rumble with Dro, and I'm like, you know what? I got you. And then I push my woman up to go fight.
Damn right,
you
man.
Look at me like a coward. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is. And that kind of pissed me off with a lot of people because there's a lot of men on my page that see these posts and they just did not go forward. You know what I'm saying? But I also wanted to bring out, anytime you bring out that brotherhood, you got Matthew 22:37, which reads, Jesus said unto him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. 38, this is the first and great commandment. 39, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. When you see neighbor, it means those who go through the same struggles as you. Dro go through the same struggles as me. When the police hop behind me in my car, that feeling I get in my chest, like, man, I hope I can live past this stop. I'm going to try to pull over in a public place where I ain't got to be in no private place that he can do what he wants to. You know what I'm saying? Miss Gaddy goes through the same struggles as Awaja and myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm right.
We have to worry about our children the moment they leave that door. We have to worry about what they teaching our kids in the school. Remember the DARE program? We no longer have the DARE program. That's gone. But we got homosexuals reading homosexual books to our children in school. Why is that important? It should. My bad for this part. I feel like Miss Gaddy got something to say because I see her, but I think you get what she's saying when you can see her video. But why is that important? Why is it a must that you expose to the children your sexual tendencies, your sexual deeds? That used to be something that was hid from children. Ain't that why they stopped showing breasts on TV? You know what I'm saying? Sexuality is something they used to hide from the child. But Salaki, if you ain't got Salaki, let me finish. It says, and the second is like unto the first. Salaki, the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. 40. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Which means if we just follow that simple scripture, if I love my brothers and my neighbors as myself, that means I wouldn't sleep with Dro woman. Why? Because I wouldn't want Dro sleeping with my woman. I wouldn't rob him. I wouldn't kill him. I wouldn't plot on him. I wouldn't lie on him. I'd stand up for him. When he's broke, I would help him out. Why? Because this is what I would want for myself. You know what I'm saying? If anything was to happen to him, I wouldn't look at his children and be like, oh, that's a shame, and leave them out to the world. Why? Because I wouldn't want that for myself or my children. So that's why I wouldn't have to tell Dro, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill.
And he ain't never did that ever before.
Right, you know what I'm just saying. But
before the truth. I'm just saying, my bad. You said be me, though. You know.
Hey man, you gotta stop trying to be in the truth through me. You gotta come in the truth on your own, man. All black, man.
I'm just saying, you said through the truth, bro.
I'm just making sure, man, because you came to class one time when your dreads was little and you ain't been back. But wait, that's a story for another day. Don't worry about it. We finna put Miss Gaddy in his hot seat, man. Because you going on mute. Let me bring her up. Boom, Miss Gaddy. If you remember what you was fussing and saying, I'll give you some time to say what you wanted to say.
Oh, I was saying about that, about you talking about the others, because that's what we're gonna call them. The others being able to go to your children's school and read books to them. But it just reminded me back in the day, like, y'all ever paid attention to TV and listen to the commercials when they were giving you the pills for something? Like medicine for something, and it'll tell you as soon as it start talking, they start whispering all the side effects.
Oh yeah, like
watch out,
it can give you cancer.
Because I'm a TV head. I love TV. I now I don't watch TV as much. I watch my movies and my shows because I can't stand commercials. But back then they used to whisper every side effect that happened in that this medicine that they was promoting for you to have. So it's just so crazy that y'all used to hide the side effects. Y'all used to hide things that was sexually solicitive in TV shows. But now every time you turn around, now y'all want to make Superman and Batman homosexuals or weird things like that. And it's not okay. And it's like, okay, no, I'm not gonna sit here and be against me personally. I'm not gonna say about nobody else, but me personally, I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, because I'm a girl's mom. I don't have no little boys. So when people say, oh, Journey, my daughter is so tall, you should put her in this, I just need her to be happy with whatever she decides to be happy with. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna force her to gonna be a cheerleader, but I'm not gonna say, well, baby, you're gonna be a basketball player because you're 5'9". So you got a choice on who you gonna be, but I still have to guide you in that way for you to be a civilized human being in this world, to grow up right from wrong. And when you decide to be who you are going to be, then that's no here or there. Right now, I have a 10-year-old who loves to be a 10-year-old and don't have nothing sexual, submissive, anything going on, because I don't even let her watch Nickelodeon. I don't even let her watch Disney Channel. I monitor everything that goes on in her little moments because it's so much stuff that she can get to without me even having to say anything about it.
Yeah, because even with Disney, Cinderella movie, not a Fairly Godmother, is a Fairly God transgender.
Oh yeah, in the new one, he's a whole trans man.
Yeah.
No, he's gay. He's just gay.
He
likes to wear his heels, his wine.
Full blown.
But it's not okay. But that's how our culture is right now. And even if you watch Power, I was watching Power the other day and I said, ooh, let me cover my eyes like I was 10 years old watching a movie with my mama. And she'd be like, cover your eyes. You can't watch this part. I just watching Power the other day. I was like, Lord.
Qadash Jabbar just pulled a heavy point where it said, teach a child the way he should go. And when he's older, he will not depart. That's a heavy scripture. Because they not doing that. You know what I'm saying? They not. Dwayne Wade is not doing it. We didn't get on Jeezy Jeezy with that. My child is gender
Liquidation.
liquid. He gonna choose when my child be able to choose his gender when you get older. These people are letting the children make the decisions. Kodash Tabar is 1,000. He is over me and the Waja. The brother is heavy. His name means holy tongue.
Con.
The brother
Right.
is crazy. Heavy brother, heavy brother.
And
Now,
Salaki certified just
go ahead.
What he's saying is so heavy, and I just tie into what I said earlier. Like the kids at 10, 9, 7 ain't learning to be to wear a dress. It's the parents pushing that on them. They don't have the mindset. That's why I say teach a child the way, which show you why the UPK is so important. And man, thank the Most High for Commander General Yohana, who teach us these laws, statutes, and commandments. We don't have to worry about our sons putting on dresses because we're not going to push that on our sons. We're going to teach our sons and the men under us how to be men, how to stand, how to be strong, how to lead, how to fight for this nation, man. We're not going to be teaching our sons to put on dresses and things of that nature.
But what if you don't teach them? What if it's not something that was taught in the home and you let him or her go to someone else's home and their point of views is so totally different than your point of views? If his best friend and that's the crazy thing about it is because I was watching Love and Hip Hop the other day. And it's a guy named Zell on there or whatever. And in his life, he considered himself to be bisexual or whatever. But he also says that he was raised in a household with a man who taught him how to be a man first. And then you live your life later. So everything that you roll by in my house, you're going to do it man's way. You're going to be a straight man in this household. But once you walk out that threshold, it's who you gonna be. So if all I got to wait till I'm 18 and decide that, okay, I'm really about to live my truth. Daddy told me I had to be this way in his household. Now I'm out his household. Now, is that still some way that you should feel some type of way because he waited?
Well, the parent, as a parent, you can do your job as a parent, and like the scripture said, raise up a child, teach a child in the way that he should go. Now, if that child decides to become an adult and falls victim to everything that comes in this world, when he receives the evils of it, then he just receives it. There's no coming back into this household until you're ready to change that. Don't go out there and get gay bashed and come running to me. You asked for that. I taught you that a long time ago. Now you have to receive the punishment. Hold up.
The repercussions of what's going on as you decided to walk outside in this world to live your truth. And your truth may not be agreed with everybody that you feel should agree with the truth that you want to live.
Yeah, see, and I want to cancel out when you saying your truth, because us as a nation kind of singles out ourselves. When you understand one thing about us, we don't, it's not, and I'm not saying it's your fault, my fault, or any of us as individuals, just how we was taught and raised. We single ourselves out when in all reality we should have been a nation. Let me read what Kodash Bar said. Correction is grievous to him that forsake the way, forsake of your way. When you teach a child in the way he should go, that's all you have to do. He'll die or rejecting your word. He'll die for rejecting your word, which is true. So a lot of children have done that. Their parents tell them to do one thing and avoid one thing, and they don't avoid it, and then, you know what I'm saying, they fall victim to what lies out there in that world. You know what I'm saying? Because they was doing what their friends wanted to do. But a lot of us single out, like you were saying, your truths. In all reality, my truths are your truths. We are a nation of people. If you look at the Asians, they stick to. Let me unmute Dro, because we haven't put her in the hot seat. Dro, you unmuted. Feel free to chime in anytime. So like, but the Asians, if your parents say, listen, Miss Gaddy, you're gonna be a doctor. Awadja, you're gonna be a lawyer. Kazak, you're gonna go out and be a fireman. And Dro, you're gonna go out and be a police officer. Then that's what you thrive to be. Mm-hmm. We have enough heart surgeons. Now we need more children doctors or whatever, pediatricians. You know what I'm saying? We need more of those, and that's what you're gonna go strive to be. Why? Because it bigs up your nation. It's about building your nation up. Mm-hmm. Right. Individual self. That's why the Bible said, "Gather yourselves together." You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's a way. The Bible gives us the perfect formula to thrive as a people. That's why when the Jewish people stole our history and stole our information, they thrived as a people because they're using what was meant for us. And that's the way it should be with us. You know what I'm saying? So it's no really your truth. Your daughter is not just her own problem. She's our problem, which is why we not gonna let nobody sell her crack. We're gonna say something about it. If possible, we're gonna do something about it. We're not letting
Always
molest the
if you
girls.
if you see that little girl out in the street doing anything that you know that I wouldn't allow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're gonna do something about it. And then on top of that, the men in the ISUPK will tell you any given place. The women that come to our school will tell you they are the most protected women on the face of the earth. Before you come in there and you do anything to a child or a woman in our school, it's men that you have to destroy first. It's men you have to kill first. It's men that you have to go past in order to do anything to a man, woman, a child, or lower ranking brother. We have a saying in the UPK: if we get into an argument, it's gonna be about who gonna bite the bullet. That's what we gonna argue about. You know what I'm saying? We're not sitting there pushing a woman forward to go fight her own battles. None of that. We have laws put in place to stand for. Kodash Bar put, the truth is what God says it is, not your truth or my truth.
And Salakia, sorry if I may, because that's just about exactly what I was gonna say. The exact words coming out of my mouth. We don't have a truth. We have an order that we put out. The Most High set up the things that we supposed to do and not do. And that's what we live. So the definition of a man ain't how we think it should be. It's what the Most High should say it should be. And that's what's so precious about being in the UPK and so precious about this truth. It's not what I think. It's not what Kazak think or Kodash think. It's not about anything that we think of our own. We not thinking or having our own thoughts. It's about what the Most High set up in His order that we follow. And that way we don't fall into the traps and snares of other things. Salakia, sir, go ahead.
No sweat. We're going straight into this hot seat. All right. Dro will be muted. Ms. Gaddy, you are up. Let me see if I can fix this so we can put, there it is. Bada bing, bada boom. We're going to take this down. First question. Is it safe to say that Black women of today inspire to be looked at in a sexual manner?
I mean, the way they portray themselves now, yes. Because everything is sexualized. Everything you do, every turn, every pass you look, somebody got ass out, somebody got boobs out, somebody it's just a sexualized thing now. Even when you try not to sexualize yourself, it's like, oh, okay. But at the same time, that's how it is right now. Everything you turn on, every platform of social media is, oh, I gotta be half naked in order to get all these likes. But if I put all my clothes on, I'm not good enough, and I can't leave this figment of imagination. Like back in the day, he had to have an imagination in order to even think about what your body looked like outside that shirt or outside the pants. Everybody out here with bikinis and booty shorts on because that's the way they tell you to be. Bras and panties, bikinis, booty shorts. So yes, we're sexualized because of the way that it's telling us to be. It's not no figment of imagination no more of how a man should see you, and your conversation can't hold up because you don't have your ass sitting out today.
Right. So is it love to tell a woman to stop being a hoe, cover up, and have self-respect?
No, it's not. No, it's not. More men should be able to.
Wait, no, listen to the question. Wait, I think you might have. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read it again just to make sure you ain't accidentally answer it wrong. I said, is it love to tell a woman to stop being a hoe, to cover up, and to have self-respect? Would you call that love to tell her that?
Yes.
Love? Okay.
Yes. Yes, because it's men out here that is okay. That's not afraid to say, "Hey, sis, I need you. Come here. Let me have a good conversation with you. Let me tell you, you don't have to be out here selling your body, giving your body up to every man just because he just spoke to you or he said that comment. Hello, it's men out here that should want his little sister, his aunties, his uncle, his aunties, his sisters, his cousins, all to still have that common womanness. You should still want to be a woman at the end of the day. No, I'm not telling you, oh, okay, just because you out here doing this one, and the third, but you can still do it in a respectful way. Regardless if you is a hoe. Everybody don't have to know you a hoe. If you out here giving it up to everybody, you don't have to just say, I meet you. And then turn around. I'm like, oh, okay, Dro, let me hit you too. And then where your other three boys at? But it's respect. I don't know. It's respectful ways to sit here and be like, okay, I have a hunger in sex and I like to do what I like to do, but you don't have to make it be known. And some men need to just be quiet sometimes because you don't always have to tell somebody what you did with this woman. It's supposed to be private anyway. So either way, you can still tell a woman, hey, calm down. Come here, let me talk to you, sister. Let me show you that it's more ways than just giving up your soul to get that attention. Because it's some man out here that's going to love you with every piece of clothes that you have on.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start here. A lot of what you say be so on point, but then you'll start to straddle the fence and then you hop right back on point. I believe. Okay, so where you straddle the fence to me is when you talk about when you spoke about what the thing that stood out to me most. When you spoke about saying it in a respectful manner, the scriptures say, and you know us and Isupk, we don't go by our own opinion, because if it was up to me, it'd be something different, worldly, and probably not something that should be taught anyway. So we go by the scriptures. We don't go off our own emotions or thoughts. And the scriptures teach us that is I lost my train of thought that fast. But the scripture teach us basically that I'm trying to paraphrase it. What's the scripture, Elijah, when it says though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge. I don't need you to put it. I'm just going to use the paraphrase. Though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge. I can say, yo, sis, you out here being a hoe. Point blank period. That's what you out here being. It may hurt your heart. It may hurt your feelings. You might have already knew it. You might have been told this 62 times, and it's time to stop before you receive a punishment that you can't bear. There's too many things out here that can kill you, hurt you, or destroy you in a certain way. And you should quit before you do it. From this moment on, you shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the best way to tell a crackhead he's a crackhead is by saying what?
You're a crackhead.
You're a crackhead.
But even way how it comes out, you might have that one lady that you be like, hey sis, you a little hoe out here, and then how she perceived of you saying that to her, it might go totally left. Not because you just said it the wrong way. It's because it's like, hey, my bro, I know what I got going on, and I'm choosing to be in this lifestyle, and I'm good with it, regardless if you think I'm not taking care of myself, I am. So if you walked out and just told that crackhead, oh, you need to stop doing this. You looking sick, baby. You not out here you don't look good. But they can take it the wrong way and be like, well, damn, you said that rude as hell, and I'm trying.
And it's gonna stick with them. That's gonna stick with them. And it's gonna. Sometimes it takes some hurt feelings. You know what I'm saying? The moment you tell somebody about themselves and hurt, when somebody's feelings is hurt about something, it mattered. It mattered to them.
It might matter to them more than you even thought it coming out.
Yeah, it mattered to them. And somebody was saying, "Oh, maybe you doing a little, you beating around the bush they might just blow you off. But if I tell you something and it hurt your feelings to the point where you react, it meant something to you. That's gonna stick. You gonna go tell somebody, this motherfucker told me that motherfucking something. And that person gonna be like, well, you is a crackhead. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, well,
damn right. Which
like
is
you is sitting out here selling your vagina. Sis,
Yeah,
I ain't
like-
mad that I didn't say this to you, but it's at the same time when you out here doing what you already know with the terms you are, it's like, all right, how many times do a person have to tell you that you're a hoe, you're a crackhead, you need to stop doing this heroin, you an alcoholic before it sets in with you? Because you can tell a person 1,000,000,001 times, but it is never going to. I can send you to rehab 1,000,000,000 times, but you'll only stay there because you want to stay there.
But understand, and then after they receive those repercussions of they choices, it's nobody they can blame but themselves after that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
People look around. Go ahead.
Which is why the truth is so heavy, man, because not only do we talk to the person, whoever it may be, whether it be the sister out here selling her vagina and the brother on drugs, we also let know what's the root of the problem. Because who taught that sister that if she's unpleased with her boyfriend to just go have another boyfriend and that's okay? Who taught them? Who they may point to the brother that might be on the corner, but who brings the drugs into the community? We actually tackled the root of the problem, man, which is why the truth is so important, man, because so many of us just look at the surface problem, but we don't look at the root cause of what's going on to actually solve what's going on. Salaki, sir, go ahead.
And no sweat. And Kodash Bar said, "Let your words be seasoned with salt," which is another.
Damn right, man.
Which means this. I tell you, yo, sis, you a hoe, but then you got to be more. To have it seasoned with salt is also be like, yo, it's so much more to you. You always had this quality and that quality, and then you ruin it by doing this. And then you can also figure out or counsel with the sister to see what's causing her to be there. Because every sister that's out there doing it ain't just doing it because they just woke up one day and said, you know what, today I'm gonna be a hoe. That's
Damn
not
right.
it. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things that goes on in the background.
Salakia, sir, if I just made
let me finish this one statement. A lot of the times it's stuff going on in a household. They grew up seeing men in and out the household. They grew up seeing their mother being treated a certain way. They grew up and was molested. 1 in every 4 women has been molested, raped in some part of their life. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
This caused them to be sexual deviants later on in their life. This caused them to be
because they started so early.
Right, because it was some innocence that was taken from them. They was victimized. So you know what they're gonna grow up to do? Victimize those who look like the person that made them a victim. Go ahead, Awadja.
Salakia, sir, you kind of took the words almost right out of my mouth, sir. Salakia, go ahead, sir. Do your thing.
All right. Anything else y'all want to add? I was gonna go to the next question, or Awadja, you can ask your question if you want to after this.
But I just wanted to say when you just said that 1 out of 4 women has been molested or someone's touched them. I literally met this man last year and we were sitting talking and we were just having a conversation. He was like, yeah, a lot of women I've met that's been molested. I said, I've never been touched. I've never been in that situation where I've been molested, been in a situation where that rape came a case. And he said, that's crazy. I've never met a woman who has not been in that situation. And I was like, I don't put myself in those situations. I don't carry myself. Not saying that you carry yourself where you make yourself look easy and a target, but I don't put myself in situations where and my mom and my daddy didn't put me in situations where they didn't fully have me around random people that.
And it's a thing because you said your mama and your daddy, you had both. But in the same, you grew up with a man in the household, right? Right. So you wouldn't have it where men were running in and out. A lot of times when children are molested, it's when the man, their father is gone, and she brings another man into the house. These are not his children. It's been sick individuals who have done it to their own children, but most case scenario, it's that man that the woman brings into the house after the father is gone.
Damn right.
She notice treats her one way, but he doesn't treat Shalom. He treats her one way, but she hadn't thought about the dangers of her children. Now you got a young girl that's walking around the house like young girls do. I have to tell my daughter to go put on some better shorts all the time because she just see me and her brothers in the house and she just walk around She still
like
thinks
it's
she can
okay.
walk around with a drawers on. No, go put some on. It's boys around here. That's not what you do. And she like, well, they my brothers. I'm like, it still doesn't matter.
At
You know
all.
what I'm saying? And she gonna look at, even if she looks at him like a father figure, she thinks nothing of it. She does it, but that man is a predator. And he looks at her as something to devour. So they didn't. Electric on the line tonight, watching the kids the right way.
Like,
so wait, Salak, y'all the one you gotta
put this
redo that one. I don't fully understand that one, but go ahead.
Like when my daughter was about 2 or 3, it was this video going around on Facebook.
Wait, Dro, you unmuted so you can join into the conversation. I'm gonna stop muting y'all so y'all can join into it. I don't want to hold you back. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when my daughter was about 2 or 3, it was this video of this man molesting this little girl. She had to be about 3 or 4. But the crazy thing that really, really hurt my soul watching this video or just scamming through it, because I'm curious and I'm like, okay, why everybody keeps sharing it? So when I went into it and actually watched it, I'm like, he been doing this to this baby for a while, because she knew what was going on and she knew how to interact with this grown man. And it's like, my first, where's the mommy at? Because I don't know who this man is. It could be her daddy. It could be her uncle. It could be her cousin. You never know, because it's just a video that just got shared. But then it just it put me in a state like, oh, okay, I gotta protect my baby now. I have to protect her more than anything now because of the things that is easily shared on Facebook, Instagram. You have to protect your children all day long. And just as quick as people don't think that people molest boys, they do. And it's not talked about. That it's not fathomed more on how we have to protect our little boys, just like we got to protect our little girls, and how hurt our men be, how hurt our men be growing up, not being able to say, oh, okay, auntie cousin Brittany then put her hands on me or touch me in the wrong spots without them saying you need to man up, and I don't believe you. We have to take care of our children just like we take care of our little girls. We have to take care of our little boys, because they are the world of our world now. So if you can't protect either or, it's not fair.
Yeah, and it's heavy you brought up the thing with the little boys, because a lot of this caused the homosexuality, because we look at like Boosie. His son is not even he's a preteen, but yet you can see him, he got a stripper dancing on his son. You know what I'm saying? That's child molestation. You know what I'm saying?
He paid for her to touch on his private part.
Right, you know what I'm saying? That's still child molestation. And
I'm right.
So like I was reading that back chat. But in our reality, that's child molestation. This can cause your son to be a homosexual. You giving him something that he's not ready for. He felt pressured into it. He couldn't take that in, right? It's too, a lot of the time us as men, we don't stop to think like the damages of things. You just like, oh, my son, you got this grown woman, my son 9 years old, she dancing on, shaking ass in his face. He might be sitting there smiling because y'all smiling.
Right, laughing
reality,
at it.
this bothers him. You know what I'm saying? It does something to him that makes him react in the reverse of what you wanted him to react in. You know what I'm saying? It once was like, for example, it was this guy, he was like it was like back in the day. It was kind of before our time. I just was reading about it. It was this guy, he was into strangling women. He was into binding them up and strangling them as his sexual pleasure. But he would go out and buy hookers to do this. And he would take pictures and videos, and his son seen the pictures one day. And his son grew up to be a well-known murderer.
The same way.
He would bind them up and choke them. Where he didn't know his dad was paying these women. He was kidnapping women and doing this. So what you do in a sexual manner and your kids see it, it affects you. Which goes to show when you got a man and a woman in the home and you see how they interact on the way that they should interact, where a man loves on the woman. You know what I'm saying? And you see that love, it causes the children to do the same thing. They want to grow up and be in that same loving relationship. They see how a man and a woman is supposed to interact. It said broadcast with Lil Boosie, but did that to his kid because he didn't want the boy to be pressured by the. Oh yeah, okay, I kind of get what you're saying. Lil Boosie did that because he didn't want the kid to be pressured by the LGBTQ community, but that can also cause him to join that community.
Damn right. Because
my thing about it is
hold up, Miss Gaddy, real quick.
It's never no excuse for child molestation. I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but that's what Kodash is saying because I'm positive.
Well, he just put not justifying it. Go ahead.
Kind of. I know that's what he's not. I was just saying I know that's what he's not doing. But child molestation in some way, form, or fashion, it always destroy a child because it take away from the innocence of a child. Mm-hmm. When you steal that innocence away from a child, man, you destroy them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You may not see what you're doing right then, or we may not be able to point it out. But somewhere along the lines down the road, it's going to affect that child in some type of way.
I'm going to give you a well-known. Go ahead.
Shalaki, go ahead, sir.
I thought Joe said something.
Oh.
Y'all ever seen Full-Time Fisher?
Yep.
That's a main objective movie of a little boy being molested and adopted and all of that. That's what made me. I thought about that when I said that. But regardless, Boosie came out with his son doing that the same time D Wade came out with his child.
I'm gonna tell you something else that was looked at. Everybody paid attention to this in one fashion, but they didn't see the underlying card. When Jada Pinkett did that with what is his name? August Alsina?
Yeah.
What's his name? August Alsina?
Uh-huh.
Now mind you, this is her son's friend that she's having sexual relations with.
Well,
I know they had the entanglement joke and issue, but this was her son's friend. She been preying on younger boys for a long time. He wasn't the first. I'm quite sure he ain't gonna be the
But then you hear that him and Jada and Will are swingers. That in their personal life that they out here swinging with other couples. So
and that would be their own business, but it's when you victimize a child. August Alsina wouldn't be considered a child because he was a little bit older, but at the same time, this is still a younger male that she's preying on and taking advantage of.
He because he was sick.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And you can see how it destroyed him at the time when she got rid of him. She had her pleasures with him and got rid of him. Jada Pinkett shouldn't have had so many women supporting her at that first point in time. She came out and did something else and they started to bash her for it the second time. I can't remember what it was.
Everything that her and Will got going on in their relationship, that she just came out and said that she don't know what real love is after these people have been together for over 25 years.
Okay, all right. So that's what
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
and I'm gonna give you another one. I'm gonna give you another one. I'm not justifying it, but you look at R. Kelly, and you take it back to him, where a whole lot of that people gonna get mad at this, and I don't care. It's what we do in ISUPK. But what most of that, I ain't gonna say most, a whole lot of that molestation, rape, and a whole bunch of sexual deviance, rest and lie and wait and hiding is that Christian church. He speak about how he sung in that Christian church, but yet at the same time, those women was molesting him in that damn church. Women, your wife can go to that church and be sexually assaulted in that church by the deacon or by the pastor. The pastor in with people wives. You heard about that pastor who slept with a man's wife. That man found out about it, confronted the pastor, and the pastor shot and killed him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and the sister Zaria said, and women look up to Jada.
Look up to that shit.
Big fact.
Block it.
Y'all don't know UPK Zaria, but she do a lot for this show. She keep us going a lot, in a lot of ways. But other than that, forget her.
if you look at everything that goes on in the world and how Jada mama used to do drugs, Will Smith daddy used to beat the soul out of him.
And he was molested by Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
Quincy Jones was a big time homosexual. If you didn't know it, when Fresh Prince of Bel-Air come on, that cab driver, that's Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones was the original Birdman. How Birdman is sleeping with them different men and artists and all of that.
Yeah.
He was the original Birdman. Tupac wrote in his book how he went to go see Quincy Jones to inquire about courting his daughter, and then Quincy Jones came on to him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of these people are being molested.
Who daughter did one of the Jackson Fives talk to in that movie? Was that Quincy Jones?
Mm-hmm.
Daughter, because you know, like even with Michael, we're not gonna all know for sure, and it hasn't came out because ain't nobody coming out to talk about Michael Jackson like they came out to talk about R. Kelly and the things. And then it's the crazy thing about R. Kelly. Y'all let this man get away with so much before y'all actually did some damage control. Y'all let this man pee on this little girl and dismiss that case and then turn around and then let everything build up. And it's like, that's not okay. Because at the same time, at 14, 15, searching for this video, like, okay, and then you see it and you like, okay, that really was R. Kelly. That was really him doing this.
I'm going to give you something that's even crazier. Let's take it off the artists, because you know once they get into that Hollywood section, they like change dress. Let's take it to the black community, period. How you can ask your parents, how long has the black community allowed child molestation? It's been all the time. What little girls and little boys sit right. I thank the Most High for the Isupk. We don't celebrate none of these goofy holidays, and Thanksgiving is one we hate the most. And it's when you got to sit across the table and pray and hold hands with Uncle Junior, who've been molesting generations of children. You know what I'm saying? They will stop and be like, "Where's Uncle Junior? Make sure he ain't in there with the kids." When the men in the family should have been beating the hell out of Uncle Junior.
Well, you know he shouldn't have been invited in the first place.
Exactly. They give excuses after excuses.
That part right there.
Or when what was his name? Eddie Long. Eddie Long molested those two little boys. One little boy said, I can't. It's like I believe that was the one of the boys he molested. Said, I couldn't get his scent off me and end up killing himself. The other little boy said he was eating me. Eating him how? He was putting his mouth on that little boy. Yeah, he go to his church, and it's still a mega church full of black women. These two little black boys he molested. He been molested since forever. Africa Bambaataa been molested since the 80s.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Eddie Long died of HIV. They said cancer, but this dude was a big, huge bodybuilder. This nigga died skinnier than me. Imagine going big 250, 275, and then you die 145 with a big head. That's AIDS. AIDS killed that man.
Damn right. And I can't
go ahead.
Oh, Salakia, and I can't just iterate even more, which is why the UPK is so important. We protect people from that. This is the UPK is a house of protection. You don't have to worry about your kids getting molested. You don't have to worry about somebody trying to sleep with your wife, touching your daughter, touching your kid, which is why the UPK is just like an umbrella of protection for Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. And you don't get it nowhere else. Your Christian church will never protect you the way the UPK will. It won't happen. Your Muslim mosque won't protect you the way that the UPK was. This is the only safe haven for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It's like you, sir. I just wanted to say that.
Now, y'all check this out right here. Hold up. I'm gonna give y'all both standards of this. This is why we never get through with the questions too. I'm gonna say that.
And Salaki,
you say you got good questions that gotta linger on. Just say, give us some bad questions that you can't hold on to.
Oh, I ain't tripping.
And Salaki, if I may, I know for a fact because I bring my daughter to the UPK, and I leave her there in the school while I go and take care of business and do other things for the school. And I know she is well protected by men who's willing to do what? Lay down their life for her.
So look at this, brother. This is Eddie Long, a flaming homosexual and a child molester.
Flaming.
This is how big he was. This is what he looked like when he died.
Good night.
This is what he looked like when he passed away. You see this little tiny little dude right here?
Damn.
Versus this. Now he looked like this. And they say that was cancer. That ain't what cancer looked like.
Good night.
It could be a mixture of both, to be honest, because and if anybody know that AIDS can cause cancer, and if you don't manage it the way you're supposed to, then it can take over your body. Period.
Damn right.
Listen, you gotta be a sick, sadistic bastard for the Most High to give you cancer and AIDS.
Right.
Think about how disgusting you are as a person. Like the way he did to them little boys would change their lives for. Well, one's dead and gone.
It changed.
But think about how many kids he. This is his. Look at his church.
It's just them two. It's just them two that came out to the open, and what happened. And then it's so late because they're gonna do a documentary later on in life and say, "Oh, this was Eddie Long, and I have 17 billion people that want to come out and tell their stories now." When nobody was behind them in the beginning, when they was trying to tell you their story, just like women out here try to tell you, "I was molested, I was raped." But then people try to brush it off like it doesn't mean nothing because she's not taking it as serious as you feel she should take it.
Which is
why you didn't go to the hospital right when and after it happened? Why you didn't get a rape case? Because, nigga, bitch, I'm scared. I don't know what's gonna happen to me after I tell.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna let you in right after this. Or why I knew you was finna say something.
Oh no, go ahead, sir.
But I'm gonna tell you, in the UPK, one thing that we learn to teach our daughters coming straight from General Muhammad, we learn to teach our daughters to not be afraid. It's times you cannot afford, and it's not your fault as a woman. I'm not saying it is, because it's sometimes you forget to teach your kids this. No. You forget to kick it with your children because you try to so your hardest to protect them from the world, but
because
one day you want to
say I'm not your friend.
Now, what we do teach this is to our sons and our daughters. You cannot be afraid. We cannot be a coward in these situations because, like you said, the moment that you don't say anything and you keep it quiet, nobody's going to believe you later. So what you do is scream now. You know what I'm saying? You fight back now. You scream right when that happened. That way they know it's something going on right then and there. It's no denying it. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of predators, they like to do what to children? Tell them if you tell, it's going to happen.
I'm going to do this to you. This is going to happen to you.
Yeah. But guess what? If you don't tell, they're going to hurt you for the rest of your life.
But if you talk to your children and not try to make it seem like I'm being your friend, but have general conversation and put that confidence in your child that you can talk to me. You can have a conversation with you. Now, I'm not going to say I'm not going to be mad about the situation, no matter what it is, because I'm human too. But no, I don't want you to be fearful of me and say, no, I can't go tell my mama this because she gonna have a whole heart attack on me. I can't say this to my daddy because I tell my daughter right now, if anybody do anything to you that they're not supposed to do to you, you tell, you scream, you run off. Then I've been telling my daughter that since I seen that video.
You gotta remember the teacher, to be able to talk to you and to be able to talk to her father.
She call your daddy quick to the mug. If you feel like you got anything to get off your chest, come call me. I don't care. You could be anywhere in this world. If your phone, remember my number. I got your number. Anytime an uncomfortable situation, a comfortable situation, you always have a listening ear in me. I'm not going to say I'm going to be happy about what's going on. I'm not going to say I'm going to automatically just make it seem like it's your fault. But you still have to install in your children that you can talk to me at all costs. At all costs. Right, wrong, big, bad, small. You can still talk to me regardless.
Hold on, let me get rid of something. This is his funeral.
He's a lot of people. For a lot of people to know he was a molester, he got a lot of his funeral.
Is that Deion Sanders? Is that Deion Sanders?
Oh,
Eddie Long.
No, I'm talking like the Barry Sanders. Now this just got him talking. Salakia. This is his funeral. You see all them people? Look at all these people at this man's funeral. This is a mega church.
And what's so sad, sir, Salakia, what is so sad, sir, because of Christianity, those people don't realize that they are supporting child molestation because they're supporting him.
Exactly.
They're supporting him.
And even the people who know
what they're doing. And that's because that is directly should be blamed on Christianity. Because without Christianity, if we was listening to the Most High for real and not following Christianity, nobody would be there. He would be the only one. He wouldn't have nobody even lift his damn casket. It's because of Christianity that he has anybody there, man. Slakia, sir, go ahead.
No, you're right. You fully correct. You deadly on point, man. And that's really crazy. But look, due to time, we're gonna have to shut this down. We could do a part 2 if y'all want to, which I already put part 1 because I figured there's gonna be a part 2. And we lost Dro as well. But Miss Gaddy, feel free to come back for part 2 or any other subject that I'll post for this podcast. And
this always string me in. This always string me in.
So feel free for you, your daughter, your family, her father, all y'all to come to Passover. Get at me. I can give you the information for Passover. It's gonna be in Florida. It'll be a good vacation. It's gonna be all UPK people. Y'all can come out there, have a drink with us, good conversation, kick it with me, my family. You know, you personally, you family. We've been family for a long time. So any given time, we got the Feast of Purim coming up. If y'all want to come down to the school, it's on the east side of Detroit on Gratiot. I can also give you that information. You can feel free to come and join us with that.
Okay.
As well as everybody else. Watch, you can take it from there.
I just wanted to say, that we have the Feast of Purim coming up the 14th and the 15th, man. I just want to say, if you've never been to the school and you never experienced brotherhood and sisterhood like this, because you don't get this nowhere else. Nowhere. I don't care what you're a part of and what you do. What you experienced in the UPK is so much different than what you've ever experienced in your life, man. I really would like if y'all just come out and be a part of that and just see what we're talking about. And if you're in the Jackson area, I just want to let you know that you get a free ride from Detroit. Salakia, from Jackson to Detroit, man. I give you free rides there, man. Just get in contact, comment in the comment section, get in contact with Detroit Israelites. You'll get a free ride there and back if you want to come down for the Feast of Purim scripture breakdown on Thursday, man. We'll get you there and back at no cost to you at all, man. Just come down and be a part of the brotherhood, man, and really experience what it's like to be a part of this. Slakia, sir.
I'm putting it right here up on the screen. ISUPK Detroit. The number you can call is 586-382-0569. Our camp leader is Captain LeBun, mighty man. Man, we all go to him for counsel. Without asking, you're going to get that man's protection. The brother will give you the shirt off his back at the least. You know what I'm saying? You got an issue anywhere. Right. We'll show up to your house, to your kids' school, anywhere you need the brother, he is there. The address to the school is 12355 Gratiot Ave, Suite B, Detroit, Michigan, 19801. Or you can simply Google ISUPK Detroit and get the school.
Damn right.
These are some pictures, you know what I'm saying, of the school, some videos and everything like that. But yeah, man, y'all come out, get the brotherhood, man. We here for our people, you know what I'm saying? Miss Gaddy, any closing remarks?
I love this experience. I love that y'all invited me in on this. This is a great way to do great things for our community, our city. And y'all have a great rest of the evening. If you is about to do the part 2, send me the link so I can come in.
Gotcha. All right, shalom.